Alright, looks like we are coming back into Midwest Cup number 4. Welcome back. I am Kevin Wells. With me is Jackson Hughes and Sam Holtman. Jackson being my lovely co-caster for now. Sam being the grunt of an admin. And doing terribly at it, by the way. But it's okay. We'll be better. Obviously, I'm just playing. The struggle is real when it comes to setting up the beginnings of online tournaments, but I think we're hopping into things nicely. We will be having Vonlin and DjSpectre playing next. They're currently vetoing their maps, so as they're vetoing, let me talk about these players a little bit. Talk about their little fun facts that they sent in for us. So Vonlin is a gold Protoss. He's from Minnesota. Repping Minnesota, so I'm obviously rooting for him. And his little recent accomplishment that he put in for to let us know about was that he recently was able to drink 10 cups of coffee during a workday, which that's probably not healthy at all, but I'm pretty impressed. How do you feel about that, Jackson? 10 cups of coffee.
I used to drink 8 cups of coffee a day.
I don't even... You guys.
And I haven't drank coffee in 3 years.
How was that?
I feel a lot better.
How was that like what do they call it when you're like quitting cigarettes? Withdrawals. I was gonna say.
Oh, yeah, well, they weren't too good. Caffeine is actually an extremely addictive substance. And like has a lot of like body ramifications. So when I decided to quit drinking coffee, my friends convinced me not to quit smoking so that the collective coffee hangover wouldn't mess with me.
Not to quit smoking?
Yeah, well, it was more of an excuse not to quit smoking. I've told myself that when I graduate from college, I'm gonna quit smoking.
Not a bad choice.
Yeah, cigarettes are bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Cigarettes are bad, kids.
Yeah. So that's Vonlin's recent accomplishment. DjSpectre, the Gold Terran, he once ate a tamale without taking the corn husk off, and couldn't really figure out why people enjoyed them so much. If you've ever had a tamale, you're supposed to remove the corn husk. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't taste all too great. As it is, though, our players have vetoed. We're coming up on Overgrowth for the first map, Inferno Pools for the second one. I don't know if we have... It looks like Vonlin needs to choose the third map. Perhaps. Maybe. I know DjSpectre had to take a little bit of a break to...
yeah, he's just running to the bathroom.
The restroom.
We have the first map is Overgrowth, second map, Inferno Pools. Once I figure out which ones that leaves us, I'll give you our third map. They vetoed Expedition Lost, Catalina, Secret Springs, and Deadwing, which...
Vonnie Research?
Yeah, I think that's the only one.
Yes, Vonnie Research Station.
Who do you think, or who or what is Vonnie, do you think? Like, what is...
Vonnie.
Vonnie,
yes.
Hey, Vonnie. I don't know. I feel like they make like 9.
Is it like is it a planet called Vonnie, maybe? I don't know.
And I'm gonna Google this now.
I mean, it's all StarCraft stuff, probably, right? But
yeah, but there's one thing to like add to the canon. There's another thing to just like
that's true.
Make something up on the spot.
But you can make up maps, right? Like
yeah.
I mean, who's King Sejong? I guess that's another good one. Who's that guy? I sure
that's
don't
know.
That's a good point. Okay, looks like DjSpectre is back. Vonlin is ready. DjSpectre is setting up his playlist, and as Sam and DjSpectre was playing with us last night, and we've decided his APM is directly related to his playlist. As he is
the
a DJ.
APM serves the beat.
So I guess, Sam, have you talked to Vane? He said his person might not be here. I don't know who Vane is.
Vane registered originally
It's a different name.
as some crazy name.
Is
I'll
it-
look it up. It was Tai TCO.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably not how to say that.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about. So, I don't know.
He's a master of Hearthstone.
He's a
top
legendary
4
Hearthstone player.
Top 4 in Ohio in Magic the Gathering, which is a
Yes.
ridiculous game. Ridiculous in the difficulty, not in.
All right. I think dude, I love DjSpectre's his little chats throughout the game. He's a very entertaining
Yeah.
dude. He says, "Good luck, Vonlin. May the force be with both of us, and may just for my sake, say Yahtzee." So DjSpectre is
Yeah,
going
fun.
full Yahtzee on this. It's not quite YOLO, but you know what? I'm okay with it. It's a
You know, I've
classy
only
form.
said that word 5 times in my life.
What, YOLO?
Yeah.
I've said that word too many times. But
I gave myself a 5-word limit and then blew through 2 in like 3 weeks and done.
I think by this point in time, everyone agrees that whenever you say YOLO, it's pretty much just in sarcasm. So
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'll say it's okay. You know what? I'm okay with being an idiot and people thinking I'm an idiot. I'm quite all right with that. It's
I don't think you're an
I have no
idiot.
shame. No, I don't. I figure why stress anyway. We've gotten in this game. We've got the beautiful pink Protoss. He might not appreciate being called beautiful, but you know what? He sure is. He sure is. Oh, he's Vonlin. All right.
All right, this might be a bit of a trolly game. In the bottom left of Overgrowth, the Red Terran, his name is DjSpectre.
DjSpectre. We need so many wubs for him to. Maybe he's not into wubs, but we'll pretend. What match is this? Is this winner? This is loser bracket.
I believe
round
so.
one.
Yeah.
Bracket.
So this is a scary matchup because in the winners you can lose a series and keep going, but in the losers you gotta do or die.
You gotta pull it out. You pull out all the stops. You know, some people do miraculous runs through the losers bracket though. They'll get
That's
knocked down
definitely
first
true.
round, and then they just they beat up nerds until they finally hit another hit like a master player or something like that. So
We also do have a really fast gas coming out of DjSpectre.
yeah, that it seems too early for a Reaper. But if he's gonna keep just one worker in there, maybe he's planned it out. This is his build. You know, he's one gas. I'm gonna get just enough for a Reaper.
Yeah, one worker
When it,
is a interesting choice. You might be right. I was thinking that he was just gonna go. Oh wow! Didn't even get spotted. Spectre did not scout the gas, which
Oh, seriously? Oh, jeez.
he walked
gonna be weird.
pixels too far high. And actually, Spectre is going for 3 workers in gas. That's pretty big pickup for Spectre. To be able to hide that.
I suppose. I mean, I guess now that he put 3 in, I'm feeling more like a factory, to be honest. But we'll see what he decides to do, whether it's a Reaper or instead just a quick factory. All right, Tech Lab, game changer right now, changing the meta. Oh man, I missed it, but that probe is a hero, and he's gotten a kill on an SCV.
Yeah, that SCV was
the most underpowered.
hard.
I guess what would you call the weakest workers? SCV probes or drones?
Probably SCV because they have the hardest time of regenerating. You know, drones regenerate because they're Zerg. Probes, as long as you don't lose health, they just keep going. And this fast factory is going to get scattered really, really quickly.
Yeah.
So the Spectre did have a nice kind of buff with the mist gas, but Vonlin is on top of his game. But I would have to say it's an SCV because you got to repair them. You can't just let them chill.
I guess.
They also
But-
can't heal while running away.
They are the best for pulling, though.
Oh yeah,
Certainly.
they just look really cool.
Although I've always wanted, and I'll probably say this until it actually happens. I've always wanted to be like casting or watching a game when somebody pulls like the probes, and I'm like, it's pulling the like school children or something, you know? Oh, probe! Oh, he was one shot away from that second SCV kill. That probe is a stone cold killer. Holy
And a
cow.
Rambo probe going
I
over
know.
here
He's
as
going back.
a Stargate is finishing up for Vonlin. Stargate after only one stalker, actually.
I suppose, I mean, Vonlin might have felt kind of secure knowing that, I mean, sure, DjSpectre is ramping up production, but it's all back home. It's not, and he's seeing that tech lab on the barracks really fast. He goes, okay, I guess there'll be Marauders, you know, or he'll swap and get a tank. Both of those things don't shoot up very well. I've tried, and
they really don't.
you know, I can't seem to make it work, but so this Oracle could be extremely effective, seeing as how there are currently 2 Marines on the field, and that's all that there's going to be. There's no more Marine production right now, so unless even a Viking coming out of the Stargate is going to be way too late. So
yeah, it's going to take some time to get any Marines. Obviously, it's take a long time to get turrets. I actually really like the Phoenix follow-up, too. Not too heavy into the aggressive Oracle, and I think we're looking for either a drop or, well, I guess it's going to be a little bit turned down by both Marines going down really, really rapidly, and that is actually it for all anti-air. It looks like Spectre might just have to kind of go for it.
And this is like 11 SCVs already lost. He's down to 15 as opposed to the 23 of his opponent. And he still has no air defense. I mean,
he's going to get 2 Marines. He does get a Viking out, although a properly microed Phoenix should be able to deal with that. That was really a pretty huge pickup for a single Oracle. I normally kind of like it when I see 3 or 4 kills on an Oracle. Really, really well done. Gonna get his Nexus up and his Natural up off of this. It's gonna be quite some time before Spectre can really feel comfortable or maybe even able to get his own expansion.
Yeah, and now I'm actually I'm a little bit. Vonlin might be winging it a little bit here. The push out with the Stalkers and a Phoenix is kind of weird to me, I guess, but just because I feel like the Phoenixes don't do a whole lot in a straight up fight. I guess they can pick up the siege tank though. That could be really sick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's gonna finally see the Vikings. I don't think he got a count on how many there were though. That might change his mind a little bit. Couple Phoenixes do kill a couple Vikings pretty well, but it is gonna. You're right. It's gonna stop all the lifting. The tank is gonna just be shelling those targets. He is looking like he wants to go in though. Pretty aggressive. He might feel a lot more comfortable than we think he is. He's on 4 gates, comfortably saturating his Natural.
Ooh. Viking goes down, and that's going to be pretty big. And if this fight actually happens, that's going to be big. Each Viking is quite important because, I mean, the way I see it, the Phoenixes go in. I don't know if Vonlin really knows where the tank is, but the way I see it, the Phoenixes lift the tank, and then suddenly the ground army just has its way with the rest of the Terran forces.
Absolutely. I don't think he has time, but I would almost like to see him wait for the Mothership Core to get full 200 for a possible recall after a time warp. Don't think he really has the time to wait.
I mean, he's not. I guess he's not really in a rush right now. He's ahead on bases, and worst case scenario, he just kind of goes home. He'd lose a pylon, but
I meant if he wanted to kind of like jump in and attack at this very moment.
Certainly.
If he is just kind of scaring, holding, and sitting back, he literally has all the time in the world. And every moment that his Natural is up before Spectre's is, the better and better it gets.
Certainly, and then the switch to the robotics facility. Although we've got the fight going on, so the game might not go that far. Kind of stuck on the ramp.
Tank, but both Phoenixes go down. It's a lot of Stalkers. The tank gets focused, and it might actually be able to be cleaned up by Vonlin. The SCVs are going to push it back for now. We're going to see how much these Marauders are going to be able to do. I think he is going to be able to clean it up, but at a pretty heavy loss so far. Vonlin's still trying to push the point, though. Looks like 7 SCVs down, a huge number of the Marauder Marine Force down, but quite a lot of Stalkers did go down. Vonlin is actually quite far behind in the resources lost at the moment. And a drop
Yeah,
going
that
out.
was, I mean,
That gets immediately scouted by this pylon.
yeah. So, I mean, Vonlin should be ready, but I mean, at the very least, it kind of makes Vonlin decide, okay, do I continue the attack or do I go home? He's thinking about continuing the attack or just dancing in front of tank shots.
Tank fire.
And this
Taking
drop.
a couple hits. I'm not sure he actually saw it with his pylon. It flew right over it. Really fast reaction, though, from Vonlin.
Yeah, but this...
And only an immortal. That's a nice pickup.
That is a
for
very big
Spectre.
pickup.
Unfortunately rallied. Not really anything else there. And actually Spectre's going straight in. He feels pretty confident that there's nothing here to stop him. The Mothership Core did get killed. He's just going to try and be as obnoxious as he possibly can while he has this time. And looks like Vonlin's going all the way back.
I think DjSpectre's playlist finally hit the right song, you know?
It sounds like it has. It will get cleaned up. The Phoenix will be able to catch this down. But a couple of probes killed, and more importantly, he's able to kind of save himself. Oh, needs to kill that pylon, though. Unfortunately, it is going to possibly delay this natural base a little bit.
Maybe. Oh no. The SCV pathing.
That's the weirdest thing to me.
Yeah, it's like one of the few random things in StarCraft is where will the SCV go?
This is a very large Stalker force, though, that being said. But 2 tanks, hopefully on the high ground, they are going down. 2 tanks can do quite a lot of damage. There isn't an immortal, I don't believe.
No, definitely not.
Unsieged tanks, though.
Oh, okay. Vonlin dances around a little bit. He's
going straight in, lifts one of the tanks and kills the other one really, really rapidly.
I like it. There's not a lot of there wasn't a lot of infantry in that fight to buffer for DjSpectre's tanks, allowing Vonlin to get that fight off.
Yeah, and he's just been really pretty dominant. Another tank that should get lifted here pretty soon, or maybe just killed straight out. There is a ton of Stalkers here. That's going to be a good game for the first game. Vonlin makes me want to play Protoss against our Terran buddies.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Very fun game. Lepsid was pretty good at... That wasn't Lepsid.
That was
That
Vonlin?
was DjSpectre.
Okay.
DjSpectre had a pretty good time coming back from the SCV loss. But that first engagement was really, really hard. Vonlin lost a good bit of forces, but did quite a lot of damage on top of the early SCV loss.
Let's see. So we will be going to Inferno Pools for the next map. I should probably get that started, shouldn't I? Is that my job? That might be my job. So we got to create Inferno Pools. Have we? No, we haven't seen this one yet. Certainly. I like that people are playing some of the newer maps though. It's always fun. It's really stale when people there's a tournament like just after new maps come out or something, and I understand kind of with WCS. I mean, sure, it's like much more important for players to be ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
But with like community tournaments and stuff, it's like, come on, just do the new maps. Let's have some fun. Like
there can also be some really fun, crazy games with like this without the kind of a setup meta on I do this build and attack at this time at this place because I've played Overgrowth a thousand times.
Like, I don't really veto maps on ladder just because I'm like I should be able to play them all, right? But which leaves me with maps that have like 20% win rates. But That's kind of why I almost want to like veto Overgrowth because I've just played it so much. It's just like it's boring to me now. I don't know. I don't know. To me, 2v2 map like they're very balanced, but they always feel the same. I don't know. So that's my opinion though. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
Vonnie Research is interesting because it's not a mirror map. It's your natural is at the same place as your opponent's. So that is a bit more interesting because normally it's a mirror where like if your base is at the bottom right corner, their base is at the top left.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, Vonnie's a little weird. It's super long too. Like that's
yeah, it's really big. Really interested by it, and
I mean, I kind of hope we see these players get to that point.
yeah. It's also interesting that like the air distance is kind of pretty balanced with that because your main hits your opponent's main instead of your main hitting your opponent's natural, like with like merry-go-round or something.
Yeah, but we are loading into Inferno pools, so let's try and talk about what's. How do you feel about this one? What have your experiences been on this map? For me, it's been weird things with gold bases.
Yeah, the gold is a really weird position. I believe we're crossbarn, correct?
I don't believe it has any force spawns actually.
Ah, okay. Well,
I think it's all entirely random from what I've seen. It's the joys of Blizzard maps. You're always like, I wish
Yeah,
on the
sure,
loading
sure.
screen that would tell me. But
Well, that's interesting because with cross spawns, the gold obviously becomes a lot easier to defend. But with side by side, it kind of becomes this like really really big hot point.
yeah. However, we're ending up in cross spawns, so I've definitely had horizontal spawns though. So
Really?
I think so. I think it was like a ZVZ, and I don't know, but
Interesting.
whatever. I'm crazy though too, so that's part of it. Anyway, he's the man of the hour. He's looking to defend his tournament run in the losers bracket. He's our Teal Terran DjSpectre.
And in the top right of Inferno Pools, he's up 1-0. The pink plus pink power, that's my color. His name is Vonlin.
Oh boy, I need like an air horn thing for DjSpectre. I want that so much. Just burr, burr, burr.
Really
Sorry.
fast scout.
Yeah, I think Vonlin wants to know where his opponent is. Do you think this means some sort of proxy?
I actually have yet to see any proxy builds on this map yet. Possibly because of the fact that it's not forced cross, but
Yeah.
there is some pretty crazy angles on this map.
Yeah, certainly.
Near this kind of bottom gold base for a Stargate or anything, you can just kind of poke and prod the natural and then go around a really, really big open space at the bottom of DjSpectre's base or the top of Vonlin's base for, drop play. It's a cool map. There's some really like funky things that you can do with it from like not really all those intense builds, just kind of more or less standard play. You can do some really kind of crazy things with it.
Yeah, and we'll see if anything like that happens, or even just, I mean, these players ending up cross spawn, and the fact that this is one of those maps where the third base it kind of feels like it's forever long, far away.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're able to, take, this third that's on the high ground for either player, the blue minerals, it does have the high ground advantage. So if you actually take it, then you're feeling pretty decent. It does have a gigantic ramp, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of force fields to really kind of break any force up there.
And then the gold base, I mean, while it is maybe a little bit easier to contest, it's a gold base. So if you actually hold it, then, suddenly your opponent is in a very stressful spot to try and clean it up.
Sure, absolutely.
The pylon
We do
block.
have a really fast Nexus out of Vonlin. I think it was actually before his gateway. Pretty greedy on the economy here. And I think I missed it, but it looked like Spectre did a similar gas build.
Yeah, he must. I mean, he's got that factory down already, but the factory is making the tech lab this time.
Yeah, he switched some
a little
things
early.
up. I mean, it was a pretty fast factory. He's going to have a really fast tank again. We're going to have to see how fast he wants to be expanding or aggressive, because, you know, he got kind of cut off last game before he could really kind of play out his plan. But I don't... there is another Stargate on the way, so we're going to have to see... I mean, it worked really well last game, and I think Vonlin is just kind of taking a bit more leisure with the same build. We're going to have to see if... And actually, eBay does go down. So Spectre might be a little bit afraid, might think that the same thing could be happening. I actually kind of really like that read.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little strange. He makes so many tech labs. I wonder if down in gold, do you still see a lot of 4 gates down in gold, or is that a thing all the time?
I don't know. I haven't. I mean, I've done a few.
Yeah.
I've done a few.
By a few, you mean
gold
50,
leagues.
right?
No, I only
Just the 4 gate.
play a couple games of Protoss a week, honestly.
Okay.
And I'm just an absolute jerk. I just like 4 gate and 2 gate proxy and double Stargate proxy Roddy kind of stuff going on. So I do it quite often, but I haven't seen too many 4 gates for a very long time. I remember it was a really kind of like big problem for me when I first started the game, and I'd only really played Warcraft 3 a bit, so I didn't really know how to scout very well. But honestly, kind of like the day I started scouting was like the last I saw 4 gates, and that was like 4th season of Wings of Liberty.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there was a time when I didn't play for a while, and then I got demoted to like fairly low platinum. I'm not seeing it now that I'm again back in platinum because I'm a scrub. But there was a point where I was like, great, I guess I'll just defend against a 4 gate in every ZVP, and I guess I'll win everyone. But so DJ, I mean, I say that because got the orc coming in, the missile turret decently placed.
Weird place. I normally am told by Terran players that you just go in the mineral line and just kind of sack the
you lose a little bit of efficiency, but you also save,
8 or 9 SCVs.
A lot of SCVs. And I was gonna say maybe DjSpectre is going for those quick tech labs and the units that come out of them. I mean, a tank and some marauders, very good against the 4 gate, and then a missile turret also pretty good against Stargate play like this. So maybe he's just trying to say, all right, if I can make it through these first 10 minutes, maybe we'll be okay.
Yeah, he is gonna have a pretty fast stim. And he does have quite a few more Marines this time, but now a pretty heavy commitment in the missile turrets, and of course a bunch of lost SUVs. He might actually just decide that it's time to look at what's across the map. Oh no, Rainbow Widow Marine just walked straight through Vonlin's army. It's completely safe for some reason.
That guy's on a mission right there.
I almost wanted to just go straight to the mineral line. I think
it
that's
might.
exactly what he's doing. But at the same time, both of them are walking their armies right past each other. They don't seem to know where the other one is. Spectre might be able to get the jump on a little bit faster, but he is quite farther away from his opponent's base.
Yeah, and the power of the mothership core and recall might make this a little bit hairy for our Terran player.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm wondering if he just scouted the army. I'm wondering if he wants to turn back or just go and kind of force a recall, which actually that happened before.
Hey, there we go. Not bad.
Wow.
Although honestly, this is still could be good for. Oh, okay. The Nexus overcharge comes into play, makes it quite a difference. I was about to say it could be good for DjSpectre with the number of tanks he had there, but unfortunately handled very well by Vonlin. And,
yeah, that was really well cleaned up. First tank went down fast, lift on the second one. I think actually Widowmine hit a lot of Spectre's units because there was a zealot or two on top of his army.
Yeah.
That's always a funny thing about Widow Mines to me. They scare me when I'm against them. They sometimes scare me more when I'm playing with them.
Yeah, I certainly just try and bait them as much as possible into the army of the Terran, to be honest. Oh man, I don't know. Can DjSpectre manage to hold this one off? He's at quite the army deficit, as well as a worker lead held by Vonlin. So I don't know.
This is a really big force. Unfortunately, the bunker only just started, which is going to make it even harder. If he can hold off for this bunker, it might help. There's no force fields here, which will stop him from getting the bunker.
Yeah.
But that is just a ton of Protoss units.
That is.
And it might be Vonlin walking right in for a quick 2-0. These have been some really, really quick series so far. There's just not much left for DjSpectre. I don't want to call him out, but this is going to be a hard road to climb out of.
Very well. I mean, it's turning into quite the canyon, to be honest. He's not quite going to be able to scrape his way out of this game. Vonlin maybe a little bit hesitant to go and push for the win when he knows that, okay, I'm ahead. I've taken a base out of my opponents.
Yeah.
I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to, we'll see what he decides to do, though.
He's getting Colossi, he's getting Thermal Lance. Actually, 1 or 2 Colossi would really be nail in the coffin at this point, and I think that's what he's kind of thinking. Just, if I can just hold him on one base until I get my Colossi and push and win, or if I can just, extend my advantage as much as possible. I don't think we have any more tanks coming out for Spectre. And as I said, Vonlin's going to start going in. Full-time warp does a lot of slowing to Spectre's bulk of the force, and Vonlin's just starting to walk his way up the ramp. Would have really loved to seen a tank for Spectre. Unfortunately, he didn't have enough time to get it out, and this really actually might be too much already without the Colossi, which is slowly spidering its way across the map. And that's a GG well played. That was a 2-0. Looks like Spectre unfortunately will not make it any farther, but Vonlin will be able to advance further in the losers bracket.